So not too long ago I discovered that my AC unit was on the fritz. Now what I had was a 4-ton air-to-air system made by somebody, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Anyways, it wasn't working anymore, and when the inside of your house is 86 degrees, that's not a fun thing to come home from working in the sun to. So I had a number of options on what to do. Of course, you could buy another air-to-air unit, put it in. You could bury the house, install a sprinkler system inside the house. There's a lot of options. But in keeping with my usual theme of how I do projects and how you see my projects turn out on the channel, I bought a backhoe. Yeah. So that's how that turned out. Let's have a look at the backhoe real quick here. What I've got is a mid-80s, I believe, 84 or 85 Ford 555A. It has a 3-cylinder diesel engine. It's rated somewhere around 65, 66 horsepower. It's not in perfect condition, as I would expect with a machine as old as it is. At some point I'll be probably doing a video on replacing these pins for the pivot. Pins and bushings here are pretty loose. I've got some hydraulic leaks and little issues here, but I got what I feel was a pretty good deal on the machine, and it runs and works good right now. So that's I've done a little bit of maintenance, oil change, fuel filter, transmission filter, air filter. I've got the hydraulic filter. I haven't put that on yet, and I started putting on a new cutting edge up here. I've got the front welded. I have not done the back side of it. I want to tip the bucket and weld all along the back side so that it doesn't break off. But all in all, it's a pretty decent machine. The rubber is good all around, and let's show you what the plan is for what we're going to do with it. What we have here is a dual air water source or ground source heat pump. What it is basically, instead of having a evaporator on the inside and a condensing coil on the outside of the house, this uses a water loop that could either be buried or any number of things. Excuse me, I've got a cold. So this was not the original purpose. When I bought the backhoe, I was going to use the backhoe to level out some ground so that I can build a shop and have a little bit of room to work indoors. However, when the air conditioner decided to give up on us, I was preparing to buy a new air-to-air unit that would just replace the old one that I had, but then I saw a really killer deal on this thing for testing purposes. I've just got it set on a little stand with my old condensate pump there, and the ductwork isn't even hooked up, nor is my wires, as you can see, hanging down from my thermostat in the actual house. So what you'll see down here on the floor is a carbonator pump, which takes water from the creek next to my house in a pit that I dug with a backhoe and put a 5-gallon bucket with holes drilled it in. It brings it in through this black 3/4 inch HDPE pipe right here. Comes in along there and all the way, whoa, my finger's off shot there. It comes down into the inlet through this strainer, and then there's a little strainer in the actual pump. Then it comes out excuse me, through this much larger sediment filter because I don't want any gunk from the creek clogging up my heat exchanger. So from there it follows this garden hose out and just drains down my driveway because it's just water from the creek. So it shouldn't really be contaminated with anything. That's just running through a copper coil. So with doing that, it seems to cool very effectively. However, this carbonator pump does not flow enough flow. So I'm in the process of figuring out how I'm going to set all this up permanently with a ground loop or some sort of other alternative. I've got some ideas that I may play with that are all the wrong way to do it. You know, that's how I usually end up doing stuff, the wrong way. So what I ended up picking up in an effort to solve my flow rate issues is right here. This is I don't even know what brand it is, flow center thing. It uses a Grundfos pump and has little valves there and inlets and outlets for various parts of the loop. Now, I got this at quite an impressive deal, I thought. I paid $75 plus shipping for this, so I've got somewhere in the realm of about $100 into this. And then the heat pump, I've got around $1,000 into that, counting the freight and everything. Even looking at buying an air source system, so far I'm still a fair amount even below that kind of price range. So, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll actually surprise everybody and come out with a decent deal on this project. But either way, I'm going to have a cold house again before long. So that's, I guess, it for now. Thanks for watching.